Welcome back to the KIX 96.5 Morning Show. We love showcasing different artists on the show, and this morning we have one of the most decorated artists in Canadian country music history. He's got 26 Canadian Country Music Association awards, and Gord is one of only two multi-time winners of Nashville's Country Music Association's Global Country Artist of the Year. Who we're talking about? It's Gord Bamford. He's a big deal. We're excited to have Gord on the show. First, Gord, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Well, first of all, Gord, congratulations. It's got to make you smile. Fire It Up is out. You produced the album, or you co-produced the album. You're up, or could be up, for Producer of the Year at this coming CCMAs.
Yeah, I know it's exciting to have the record out, and, we've actually had a lot of that stuff done pre-COVID, but everything got changed and switched over so much that we finally got it out there, and there's some stuff that we did back when, and then some new stuff that we added. So, yeah, we're happy to have it out there and out, getting out and touring it now. So it's good.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it, COVID. You've been at this for over 20 years. It seems like COVID, though, kind of got you a second wind. What was it?
I don't know. Maybe it's just kind of a reset, I guess you can say. Just, had lots of time to, obviously be home and write some new material and learn how to do things a little bit different. But, and then especially, touring out of there, like figuring out how the best way to tour would be, after it all ends, and how we could go out and reinvent the wheel where we started. Like, we're doing a ton of small town stuff. We're working with ag societies and Rotary clubs and hockey teams, like, to help them raise money, and kind of going back to these small town roots of how it started for me. And it's been a lot of fun, and we've been able to raise a lot of money for these communities, and we get to go to work every weekend, so it's been really good.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about Gord's foundation, what he's done. It's been amazing. Well, you mentioned it recording during COVID. Diamonds in a Whiskey Glass came out, in 2021, then right away, here comes Fire It Up. Were both of them done then?
Yeah, actually they were. They were all kind of in the can, but when you have that much time to go back and review and listen to stuff, we tweaked on it right up until we pressed it, really, until press button. So, yeah, we had lots of time to sit back and listen and pick stuff that we thought was good at the time. But, the more time you get to listen to something and live with it, usually the better it turns out. So.
Yeah, you got to let it settle a little bit.
Exactly.
Instead of just pumping them out. You're on the Canadian Dirt Tour. You just finished leg 1. You just announced leg 2. Tegan Gacy was on with you first. Now it's Dallas Alexander's coming up. Up-and-comers. Being a seasoned pro, you got to kind of smile helping these new people out.
Yeah, Dallas is a act we just signed. Actually, he's a retired military guy. He's in the sniper unit, and Indigenous artist that he's great. So we're looking forward. We just did his record, and looking forward to having him out there. And Tegan did a great job. I think we may announce Tegan on the second leg with us as well. We're talking to her. So getting those artists out, it not only helps them out, but it helps the show out. It's having that quality of act out on the road with you, and being able to give the people bang for their buck is a good thing. And they're all great to be around, and we're happy to have them out there, and hopefully it benefits them and gets them going in the right direction.
Yeah, and you mentioned Dallas being ex-military. He's in his pictures. Is he huge? He seems like a tall dude.
He's a tall guy. He's a very intelligent guy, and he's really kind of stripped down, like Zach Bryan type stuff. That he does, and he writes a lot of it. And he spent 16 years in the military. He's over in the heat of it. I think actually he was part of the team, the longest kill there, that world record. He was a spotter on that. So he's got some incredible stories that obviously experience some stuff in life that most don't. Unfortunately, we don't. But for him, he's kind of a national hero, to be honest with you. So yeah, it was fun to meet him and do a deal with him and help him get going in his music career now, which is gonna be great for him. So yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, in your band, speaking of your band, Gord, maybe it's because you're a seasoned guy, you got it down pat, but your band, a lot of them have been with you for over a decade.
Yeah, I'm lucky that way, and it's always the team, I get all the accolades and all the glory, but the team of people you surround yourself with is key, and yeah, we've been traveling exactly that for over a decade, 90% of the band and the crew really, and I think that's why I guess it's real good, and the band's world class. Everyone in the band can sing and play, it's really good. So yeah, it's fun, and that's the thing, like with the new kind of way we've taken the approach on touring, like it's our jobs. So that's why we play anywhere. We'll do small town halls or big arenas. Like, we just want to play. Like, it doesn't make sense to sit home. So, yeah, it's fun to be on the road with those guys and go out and look at the music business a little different than just, trying to top the charts. It's more about making a living and loving what we do. So it's been a big part of that for me, for sure.
Well, and after you've been a while, you realize it's a business. You got to make money to do this or to survive out there. Go and check him out. Gord Bamford. He's at gordbamford.com. He's on Twitter, Facebook. He's on Instagram. Go to YouTube. Check out all of his awesome videos. He's on Spotify. He's got 11 studio albums. He's got plenty to check out. I was watching your Real Country series on YouTube that you filmed a while ago, and I was like, oh, well, Lisa, your bass player, she probably keeps you guys all in check. But no, I think Lisa probably out parties you guys.
Yeah, she can keep up with the best of them, that's for sure.
What a talented lady. Holy cow.
Yeah, she's world-class talent. She's sings as good as anybody you've ever heard. And, she's a treat to be on the road with. She just loves being on the road. And she's probably the longest member, really, with me and in the band. And her husband's actually out with us now, too. He runs sound. And, yeah, it's our tour manager. His kids work with us, too. Like, it's kind of a family affair out there. So it's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Fire It Up is your latest. You've been at this for over 20 years. How's it changed with recording? Because Byron Hill did most of your stuff. Was it because of COVID? How did you get in the producing chair?
Byron did the first few records, and Byron was a mentor to me. He taught me a lot. Byron, not just recording, but songwriting. I mean, obviously Byron is one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really tough to move in a different direction. I mean, but sometimes you just need a different set of ears, from the norm, whether that be me or him or whatnot. And I'd love to work with Byron again someday. And I want to make a real country record next time, so I'd love to do that. But no, I learned a lot from a lot of people, and especially him. And when you record with, we record most of our stuff in Nashville, and lately we've been doing it in Canada, but the players are key, who you get. And a lot of them are, they kind of, you can call them co-producers too. I mean, your engineers are great. And, I just kind of got into doing it myself and really enjoy it, but again, I've had good teachers along the way. So, I'll probably continue to do my own records, and I work with the guy in Calgary now, Johnny Gasparic, who's great, and I've done some stuff with Phil O'Donnell. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know if when you look at the budget, I guess it's not really necessary anymore. I kind of know what I'm doing there.
Yeah, so. You've done enough now. You're on double-digit albums. You know what's going on. Well, how does it work with the songwriting? Because Jason Lee Owens wrote a couple, you wrote a couple, Byron Hill even has a couple on here. Do they come to you? How does it work?
So Jason Lee Owens, Buddy Owens is what we call him, but he's written a ton of stuff with me, like Waiting on a Lonesome Song, and a pile of stuff that he actually wrote for our publishing company for a few years. So we have a catalog of songs of his. But I have a good network of guys and girls that I write with, on a regular basis, and take the time to go do that. And then I'm published by Anthem, which used to be Olay, so they've got out of Nashville. So I just get a chance to write with some of the best out there, really, and continue to learn from them. And it's a fun process. For me, I don't just sit down and write a song. I mean, I plan my trips out, and I'll take a month to go specifically write and focus on that end of it, versus some people will get up and do it every day. But I mean, I don't do that. I'm too busy with kids and everything else going on in life. So yeah, but it's a fun thing to be part of.
Huh, so you actually go take a month to do it. Is it before the album or just different times of the year?
Yeah, like we lived in Nashville for a few years, that was, so I was writing almost every day I'd be in writing. But yeah, I kind of I'm ready now. Probably early next year I'll be, head down and start writing for the next record. We had so many songs that, when we recorded close to 40 songs pre-pandemic, we had about 3 albums in the can. So, and then, I did write some stuff via Zoom, Canadian Dirt, the song that's coming out here in September that is, wrote in my office on Zoom over the pandemic, which, so, yeah, just certain, we found certain, I think it was kind of ironic, we had to find different ways to do things. We were pushed that way because of what we all went through.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of ironic that it took that to get us on Zoom and do a meeting versus flying across the country to have a meeting, so now it's like, there's that option as well, so it's good.
Lot easier. Well, a Canadian guy, if you listen to Fire It Up, you have 2 songs, Cooperstown and Ballpark Beers. A Canadian guy singing about baseball. How much crap did you get, Gord, for doing this?
Well, I love baseball. I grew up playing it, and my kids are playing softball and baseball. I'm coaching actually a midget ball team, and I always loved the game, and I just thought, hadn't heard a baseball song in a long time. And Cooperstown is that's obviously where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. And Byron pitched me that song. I'm like, man, I've gotten this thing. And the Ballpark Beers thing was a song I co-wrote here at my place with a couple Nashville guys, and it's the title I had. There's nothing like going to a ballpark and walking in the door and smelling the hot dogs and having a ballpark beer. It's the smell and the freshness of those places are pretty awesome. So. Yeah, it's, I don't know what we're going to do with them yet, but a lot of people like them, so we'll see.
Oh, they're great songs. Go and listen to them. They're on his latest album, Fire It Up. We're talking with Gord Bamford. Go check him out, gordbamford.com. He's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. He's everywhere. His latest, Fire It Up, is out. Now, the final track, it was your first single off of it, One Heartbeat from Heaven. The video, the song, this is an incredible song, Gord. What did you think when you heard this?
Yeah, well, exactly that. I wish I'd have written it. So but yeah, just kind of hair on your arm stand up and you hear that sort of thing, and it's so real, and just a great song. Like as a songwriter, I think you dream of writing songs like that. But it was just kind of a no-brainer when I first heard it. And Buddy Owen sent it to me, and he wrote it with a guy named Galen Griffin, who I'm good friends with. His wife was going through 4-stage cancer at the time they wrote that song, and she's now in remitting, like she's doing good now. But that's a real story, that one. And we had the reach out we had on socials from that song is like nothing I've ever seen before. So it really impacted people's lives. It didn't blow up the radio charts, which I thought it was going to do better, but just a song that everybody can relate to. We even had messages from young kids that lost a pet. That effect. It wasn't just life. It was life in general, whether it be a pet or a person or, I think Alzheimer's, lots of people reached out on that. And, just a pretty powerful song when it comes down to what you want to say, and pretty happy with it.
Yeah, go to YouTube and watch One Heartbeat from Heaven and even read the comments underneath it. Very touching. You mentioned raising money. The Gord Bamford Foundation, holy cow, supporting kids and communities across Canada for over 15 years. You've raised over $5 million and helped over 800,000 kids, Gord. How, why, what started this?
Well, it's been pretty incredible. It started, so we're in our 16th year. So we just thought 16 years ago that we should have a golf tournament, raise some dollars, and we raised $75,000 the first year, and then it just grew and grew and grew and grew, and now we got our event next week actually, and we're at $5.5 million now. It's just it's kind of taken. It's kind of a beast of a fundraiser. It's kind of one of the best ones in probably North America now, I'd say. It just kind of took its own path, and I think the uniqueness of it, from music to golf to celebrities that come into it. Like there's lots of golf tournaments out there, charity tournaments, but they don't all have this component to it. And it sells out every year, and we're pretty proud of it. We support a lot of youth. Like it's 95% youth driven. Children's Hospital, Make-A-Wish Foundation, multi-use facilities and small communities right across Canada, all the McDonald houses, pretty much do it all. And it's been it's been really humbling, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. It's my foundation, but again, it's a great team of people that I surround myself with, the foundation that run it. And yeah, it's been an awesome thing. We're looking forward to next week and raising some more dollars.
Yeah, go and check him out. He's on Instagram. Go look up Gord Bamford, his Instagram, and he's got a link there on his Instagram that'll take you to his Gord Bamford Foundation. I mentioned the Real Country series you did on YouTube. I think you did. Did you do this before COVID?
Yeah, it was all shot, pretty much pre-COVID. Obviously, we couldn't shoot anything during that time. So, yeah, it was all done and kind of in the tank there to go. But, yeah, we would have liked to do things a little bit different on it. It turned out pretty good, but it's kind of a snapshot of, I guess, who I am outside of playing music and what we do as a family. And yeah, it was fun to be a part of. And I'm not sure the kids loved it a whole bunch, but they did a good job.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Your farming episode, I think is it your uncle?
Yeah, that's my uncle, yeah. My Uncle Gord.
You and your uncle are hanging out, telling everybody what to do, while you guys are standing around watching them do everything. I was waiting for the kids and the wife to revolt, going, Dad, what's going on here?
Well, we're kind of the safety watchers on that episode.
That was hilarious. The drinking episode, what's your favorite beer, Gord?
Well, I pretty much like all beer, but the craft stuff's pretty good now. It's pretty big out there, so there's lots of different little craft brewery places.
Oh, yeah.
That when we're on the road, we try to hit up and try a few different beers. But yeah, I don't know if I really have a favorite. I do. People go, ooh, but Pilsner. I always like Pilsner. That's just a Saskatchewan thing, wasn't it?
No Canadian beer, though.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine. If it's cold, that's my favorite beer.
It's got to be a cold beer. That's a good answer. Okay,
yeah,
I like a cold beer. Yeah.
I saw you and your wife went to a Vegas Golden Knights game a while back. Yeah. Were you rooting for them? They just won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, a friend of mine has some ownership in that team. So yeah, we kind of went down there and checked it out. It was a pretty cool atmosphere. It's Nashville's a great place to watch hockey too. But I'm glad Vegas won because I'm an Oilers fan and they knocked out Edmonton. So now I can say at least we got knocked out for the Stanley Cup champions, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you just posted today on your Facebook page. What's this Longhorns NCHL team that's coming?
Yeah, so that's a senior AA hockey team that I own with another guy that we've started, and firing it up in Wetaskiwin is where it's going to be, and yeah, we're excited about it. The league's growing pretty well out here in Alberta. That we're the 8th team in the league, and we've got guys who play pro, ex-pro guys. It's really good hockey. It's kind of old school hockey, but very, very, good hockey to watch. And Wetaskiwin's going to be a great community to have it in. So we're just getting that all lined up. Just announced the team and just some fun, outside of music. So we're looking forward to kicking it all off here this year.
Yeah, you're going to have to not perform on Saturday night so you can go to hockey.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I can miss his performance, but yeah, exactly.
He's going to have a conflict now. Well, Nash, your son, he's trying to get into it. Give us an update on Nash. What's he up to?
He's done really well. He played hockey last year, but he's kind of wanting to get in the workforce instead of going and playing, at a junior A level. So he plays junior B. He's playing some junior B hockey with his buddies, and he play a bit with our senior team, but he's kind of decided to go to the next phase of life and figure out what it's like to work, which is fine with us. So it's good. And, some of those kids, there's a lot of kids that have that kind of talent that just decide to go to the next phase in life, and that's what he's done. So we just got to support that. And the main thing for us is that he keeps playing. It's a great game. Like whether you're playing for fun or you're competitive, so he's going to keep playing and kind of get off on his own now and see what he can come up with.
Yeah, for sure. Go and check him out because Gord, he just announced the second leg of the Canadian Dirt Tour. You're going to Australia in August. January, you're having the Bamford Party in Mexico. What about the United States, Gord? When I listen to Fire It Up, the album's amazing. Why aren't we in the States?
I don't know. I mean, we tried to go down there. Yeah, it's kind of a sore spot for me a little bit. I mean, I love going down there and writing and stuff, but it seems really tough as a Canadian to break into the market down there, which is
weird.
Weird, it's odd, but it is the reality of it. And, we're so lucky though as artists here. Like Canada's such a great market to make a living doing what you love, playing music, and Australia's really opened up for us. We go to Europe and play. Honestly, where I am in my life, I don't have the time. Like
yeah.
I play some border state stuff, but I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I think I'm on the road pretty much all year as it is. So I mean, we've given it our shot down there, and I've kind of seen how it works. I'll just leave it at that. But
yeah,
we're not really interested in that market anymore.
Well, and as successful have you been, or you are? I mean, you don't need it. But it's just weird. I mean, you've won so many awards. Everything, your music is amazing, Gord. It's just like, what the hell?
I think everybody kind of looked at America as the major leagues of what you got to get to, but it's really not. I mean, it's for us as Canadians, like, and I would say this to any artist that asks, like, you got a great chance of being somebody you want to be right here in your own country, and it's big enough that you can make a living at it, especially with the way music's going now, like streaming and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like TikTok, I mean, it costs a lot of money to go down there, and it's hard to break in down there if you're not from there, and it's just the way it is. I think we could probably think of what's the last big Canadian that made it in the U.S. Shania Twain. Terry Clark's had a good run down there, but outside of that,
yeah, not many.
It seems weird. I mean, you look at the pop world, and you got Bieber and The Weeknd and Drake. Like, it's different in that world, but yeah, it's just really hard to bust into the machine down there. It's pretty driven by, major labels, I would say.
Yeah.
And they're hard to, unless you give up everything, it's hard to get in. And I'm not at the point of my career to give up on anything I'm doing. So that's kind of it, really.
Yeah.
Well, but I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I've had a lot of people say, "Why you're as good as anything we've ever heard." I'm like, I appreciate that. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, your latest single, "Fire It Up," I saw you doing like a acapella or acoustic version. You've got a smile on your face. This is an awesome song, Gord. Tell us a little bit about "Fire It Up."
Yeah, it's a song that I've had that song in our catalog for probably 6 years. I always liked it, and we pitched it quite a bit to other artists and never got picked up, but just felt like a really good up-tempo, sonically song that would work really well for this time of year, and it was I liked the title of it. That was really something that we thought of when we put it on the record, and then when we cut it just sounded like it was really fresh and catchy. So yeah, it's such a different landscape out there anymore, like trying radio's tougher, and I mean, it's just different than when I got going, but it's doing really well for us, and it just takes longer now. So we'll see where it goes on the next few weeks, but people are liking it for sure, and it's doing well.
Yeah, we're spinning it here. We love it. Gord Bamford, go and check him out, support him. Fire It Up, the album, the single is both out right now. GordBamford.com. He's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. He's everywhere. Go check out the other 10 studio albums. Here it is. Fire It Up. It's Gord Bamford. Gord, thanks so much for coming on, buddy.
You bet. Thank you.
It's KIX 96.5.